This guy's too big, Dad. The Mr. Pibble's Happy Meal guy is too big.
It's too big?
Yes.
You got your own review going on right now?
How are you doing as I check our connection? A couple messages for the viewers, so pick a section, have a seat. Yeah, I know this is different, quit with the questions. Allow me a second, please, to make my first impression.
YouTube, welcome back to another 978 Customs video. And today we have the House of M Spider Man and the Kane Scarlet Spider Man, both from the new SPDR wave or Spider Wave. These were street dated for July 13th. Some people were able to get them super early. I got them like 4 or 5 days early, nothing too big. If you want to know the bio, for House of M it says, quick on his feet and agile as they come, Peter Parker becomes the wrestling sensation known as Spider Man. And for Kane it says, the product of a failed Spider-Man cloning project, Kane is an unstoppable villain who dons the suit of Scarlet Spider. 2 brand new spiders for the collection. A must-have for me, but not everyone needs them. Most of you should know by now the figures that are coming in this wave. Dr. Octopus, Scarlet Spider, Elektra, Cloak, Dagger, Daredevil, and House of M Spider-Man. They all come with a piece to build SPDR, all except Dr. Octopus. He comes with these tentacles. First one at GameStop, the minute they put these on the shelves. Shout out to Ryan for hitting me up and telling me they were at GameStop. And shout out to Daryl, who told me he grabbed himself a wave from his local GameStop. And shout out to Jason for grabbing 2 for me and selling me them. So now I have 2 House of M's and 2 Scarlet Spider-Mans. Thanks to Jason. Bam! So let's get these box ones out of the way and put them to the box collection and review these open ones. I don't know what it is. The minute we see new figures, the excitement to have them, and then once you have them, it's like, oh, I've had these before. They feel very familiar, and that's because they are. These 2 figures are reused bodies, just repaints. Kane, we have a new head for him, so that's cool. And we have some new hands also. That's pretty nice. But we're going to compare him later to his other counterpart, Scarlet Spider from the old Hasbro days. But if you're a completionist for your Spider-Verse collection, then Kane is a must-have. And House of M is a good have. He's not a must-have because he's not part of the Spider-Verse. But I think they will release more House of M characters in the future due to the logo on the box and everything. The only other House of M character design I liked was the Human Torch because he had the wings and everything. One thing that's done very well on these figures are the deco and paint. Done pretty good, minus the darker shade on the shoulders of House of M, but that always happens with the Pizza Spider-Man. But other than that, I think the paint jobs are done extremely well. All the cobwebs connect, and they are pretty clean. What you see is what you get in the boxes. On the left, House of M comes with the right leg for the Build-A-Figure, and on your right, Kane comes with the left arm for the SPDR Build-A-Figure with 2 fists and an alternate head that looks like a zombie. Oh yeah, House of M comes with this old web. I had it lost, but there it is. It is useful. I've seen some people complain about it. I mean, it's not desirable, but it does work. This little hook actually does hook on the things. But here's the leg really quick for the Build-A-Figure. Nothing special. It is done differently than a lot of Build-A-Figures. So I can't wait to review this guy because I have some opinions. But we'll get to that when it comes. House of M and his accessory. I think this is an old web from the Amazing Spider-Man 1 figure. From what I hear, I didn't have that figure. Actually, I do have that figure. But I didn't buy it brand new. I got it loose. But this figure is cool. It reminds me of a Pizza Spider-Man. Nothing too exciting. I see people say that they wish they had hands. I agree with that because it is difficult to swap hands out with this guy. The paint job is clean, but the problem is this red and that red don't match. The red on the torso is really bright, and on the shoulders it's dark. So I think they should have hit it with a few more coats of red and it would have matched perfectly, but we know how that goes. This design is done pretty well. I think also it is a little high on the torso. It should be a little lower. Now I have this 3 3/4 inch House of M Spider-Man. I've had it for a little bit. Shout out to Five Below. But yeah, I mean, in comparison, you can see that it is a little different. The logo on the back Looks a little sleeker on his 3 3/4 inches. I like the slimness of the legs and the curviness and the way they wrap around the waist. The legs are the same. The color variations are also different. The blues do not look the same and the reds don't look the same. I kind of prefer the look on this 3 3/4 inches, honestly. Even the eyes I like better. But you see these 3 legs right here? One goes to the hip and the other one goes down to like the waist. I feel like, now I'm not a House of M expert, but I feel like the one on the 3 3/4 inches is more accurate than the one on the 6-inch figure. I feel like they just didn't want to paint below the waist on the 6-inch to save some, moolah. But nonetheless, it does resemble the 3 3/4 inches. You do get the same articulation. I'm not going to run that through. You get about this much splitability, kind of like the Ben Reilly figure. But everything does work. The butterfly joints are working. They're not locked. Now, on to the next one. Actually, before moving on to Kane, I want to show you this web really quick. It does serve its purpose. You can put it in the fisted hand or around it, wrap it around it, and then kind of pose him as if he's swinging from a web. It doesn't really work so well with the whipping hand. It doesn't stay right. But you can get him in a pose, and you can hang this web from somewhere because the other end has this like spiraling hook. So it will attach to certain edges, but just be careful because you will drop your figure if you don't have them sturdy. But I think from a kid perspective, I think children, my son specifically, likes the web. So if he likes the web, then Hasbro did something right. Me personally, I could do without the web, but I like the web too. I'm actually happy they did give us a web, and I'll be happy if they give us more of these same webs. Putting it on a whip hand won't look right, but I think you could probably finagle it for a picture or two, depending on the angle. But now for the figure that I really cared for the most in the wave, and it's Kane, Scarlet Spider Man. A slight improvement from the previous Scarlet Spider Hasbro released. And I will say it is a must-have if you don't have the other Scarlet. If you do, you may not need this guy so much unless you really care about the new bodies and the articulation. Here's the SPDR arm it comes with. This is the left hand. And I also don't like this articulation on this Build-A-Figure. It seems strange, but we'll get into that a little more when this Build-A-Figure review comes up. At least you can pop these hands off. I think I'm going to customize this SPDR, honestly. I have an idea for some of the parts. But anyway, you do get these 2 fists, and you get this zombie-like head. Yeah, remember I said there's a familiar thing about this figure. And this head is also a reuse of the Cosmic Spider Man head they gave us a couple waves back. And I'm not mad at it. I actually like it. I don't think Kane looks like this. There is one comic book where he kind of resembles this image with the beard and everything, but the green skin and the white in the eyes, I can't recall Kane looking that way. I think there is a time where he did, but I don't know. Personally, I like this Cosmic Spider head the best. You see they are the exact same heads, just painted differently. And you can pop this head on as well if you don't want to use this head. I might as well just show you, right? Actually, wait a minute. Let's talk about this head. No, actually, let's not. I'll talk to you about that in a second. This is the head that it comes with. I call it the zombie head. I think a lot of other people might call it the same thing. It just has this like rotting flesh look. I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. So, to be honest, if I ever take off the Scarlet head, I will use the Cosmic Spider. That just looks a little better to me. I don't know. This zombie head... Zombie. Oh, wait a minute. Why didn't I think of this? Let me see if it fits on the zombie Spider-Man. Hold on. Remember zombie Spider-Man? Let's see if this head fits him. I know it fits the peg, but let's see if it looks right on his body. I mean, I know it's not going to work. You can see already that that face does not match the skin tone on his shoulder and the rest of his body, so yeah. The new Scarlet Spider Man on the left, and on the right, the old Scarlet Spider Man. And here are the differences that I see off the top. These 2 logos are different. The one on the old Scarlet looks a lot more accurate to the comics to this one. I don't know. The legs on the new one look too spread out. The top two legs, the ones that are on the further ends, it just doesn't look comic accurate to me. I don't know. The eyes also on the new head, I like how I guess it has personality, but I wish they would have given us big eyes. I feel like they just copied the old Scarlet Spider Man face with the jawline and the nose and the back of the head being so round. And that bugs me. Like, he doesn't have to look like that. I mean, why give him an unmasked head that looks exactly like Cosmic Spider Man, but then give him this head when it's masked? It just doesn't make sense. I like the squinted eyes. I wish I would have had two eyes that are symmetrical, two exact same eyes. Something about that Jay Leno chin is bothering me, because the rest of the Spider-Man don't have that look. It just, the nose isn't that dipped in, the arch right at the eyebrows, and the chin isn't that protruding. And I don't know. I felt like they could have gave us a regular Spider-Man head, but just done his eyes a little different. I don't know why his jaw is so long. I like the sleekness of his face. I like how thin it is. I just don't like how long it is. That extra jaw just really throws me off. Am I being picky? Am I being nitpicky? Damn, I hate to sound nitpicky. But look, 2099 doesn't have that look. And I can pull up a few others. The Ultimate Spider-Man doesn't have that look. All New, All Different Spider-Man does not have that look. I don't know why they gave Kane this look. If I'm being nitpicky, man, just skip to like 5 seconds. But if I'm not, and you understand what I'm saying, good. Because no other Spider has this face look. And for him to be a clone, he should have a similar Spider-Man mask. I don't know why they went backwards with this head sculpt. It's just that jaw and that nose. And maybe the back of the head is too wide. I might modify this one day. Shave down the chin, nose, and resculpt the eyes. And then put it to other customs. Also, this logo in the back is the same as the front. Kind of bugs me. It's not that big of a deal, but what bothers me is this U shape on the black part of the costume. It should come to a V. The front doesn't look so bad. The butterfly joints should be a little red. I see why they're not. You know, saving some money, not wasting any red paint, avoiding paint rub. All good reasons. But the back, at the very least, give me that triangle. I mean, it's there. It is sort of there. But it looks a little round. So those are my tiny complaints on Kane. The head looks too much like the old Kane. The logo is not accurate. And the costume is... it's not pointed in the back. But that's all.
I don't see no butt cheeks on the new one, and the butt cheeks on that one.
I almost like this head. I think it's too slim, but it does look okay. It's odd how I feel this looks good, but it didn't look good for the PS4 Spider-Man. I don't know. I will not be using this though. If you guys have these two figures, let me know in the comments what you think of them. I think they're okay. I like them a lot, actually, regardless of all the complaints I might have mentioned. But if you like this video and you want to see more Spider-Man reviews and Spider-Man customs, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help this channel grow. And I know it gets annoying hearing all the time, subscribe to my channel, subscribe, but it's a choice, and I just really want you to know that.
You choose to subscribe, you the man. Yes, you. Everyone below in the comments, yes, you too. Thank you very much for showing me love. Who knew? It's ironic how we think out the box for you too, right? Sing, everybody.
Yeah, I didn't want to review Cloak or Dagger, and I don't think I am, but this whole body is translucent. It's
Cloak is going in a cloak. $20.99, and then he turns into the cloak.
the entire body from ankles. I don't know if you guys can really see.
Then he's a cloak.
Hold on, let's see. Let me see his cloak. But yeah, his body's translucent. This cloak is also translucent. It's pretty interesting. This
Can I show my fingers?
dope figure. I don't want this figure. I'll be trading it. But it is interesting to see that. I'm surprised.
That even his hood is clear.